Hey everybody, and welcome back. It's real glad to have you all here. Our first story today is a little bit of a shameless plug, but it couldn't be for any better of a reason for people who have really supported me for a while. But there is this guy in the Discord, and by the way, would love to talk with you all there, and many people there would love for new members to join, so check out that Discord link in the video description. But this guy named Czar is an amazing member of the VR community, among many others in there who have built a massive Minecraft server that I know they would like more to visit. It is a vanilla server that supports both Bedrock and Java from version 1.12 all the way to 1.161, and of course this works with VR in Vivecraft. The IP to connect will be in the video description, but he and many others, they've just worked so tremendously hard on this, so I want to see that server get busy for them because they've supported me for so long. It's the least I could do to try to fill this out. Go check it out and come say hey in the Discord. Enough with the shameless plugs though, there is enough heavy topics to go over today, and our first one is the final goodbye to the Oculus Go. As the latest Oculus SDK version 19.1.51 no longer supports the Oculus Go at all. This means both Unity and Unreal support will officially be dropped for the Oculus Go. Now I do think that the majority of people understand it's probably time for the Go to just go, but I still fully hope to see a cheaper Oculus 6 Degrees of Freedom headset coming because there really is 100% still a market for a solid, cheap VR media viewer. Either way, it was fun while it lasted. Let me know your thoughts. Also, the IOI is real. IO Interactive, weirdly abbreviated something scary, has announced full PSVR support for the Hitman trilogy. And of course, this brings up the never-ending cycle of video games and violence discussion. This, of course, was all announced at last week's State of Play with the Hitman 3 trailer showing a bit of gameplay from an amazing first-person perspective, and at some point the entire Hitman trilogy will be playable inside the PSVR headset. Hitman is 100% a solid title. It has a huge amount of name recognition, and it's exactly the kind of port that can garner attention and build more VR users, so I'm all for it. What I'm not for though is the wave of virtue signaling of video games and violence. Over and over again, collective thoughts of anger over violence and guns in video games, all because of personal ideals acting like this is a black and white situation, when in fact it's layered in multiple things. You have the concept of first-person shooters being very natural in VR, where most of the VR mechanics have been fine-tuned to almost perfection, leading to many games, of course, implementing these. Also, of course, making a game isn't a charity, and I think it's fair to say guns and violence, they just sell damn well. Studies after studies show minimal correlation of violence in-game to violence in the real world, but I do say minimal because I won't discredit some studies that do show a correlation. I'll leave some room of degree for influence out there, but it may just be a cathartic release for some as well. I could easily rant about this for an entire video, but a game like Hitman in VR may just be that game that a slow news day picks up to bring this narrative up on a large news network. But I do sum up my thoughts with this idea for those developing with the hatred for guns in first-person shooter VR games. Originality is amazing, and it should be commended. VR is the perfect conduit to explore all the imagination out there. However, innovation can also build a bridge too large to cross for many. So while guns and violence can proliferate everything these days, instead of fighting against it, build something innovative yet familiar at the same time. It's a win for everyone, and I would check out a Twitter thread by Lucas Rizzotto going way more in depth in this idea. Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below on this. Now in our title story, we need to talk about something Apple did that hit me hard enough to ditch the Apple Watch and the iPhone. I've already gone Android. And honestly, they're killing the metaverse. I won't ignore my ignorance that I already knew this, but hearing Apple say it directly, it's just a hard pill to swallow. And in a statement by Apple, it does confirm cloud gaming services like xCloud and Stadia do violate App Store guidelines, but this is just the tip of this poop iceberg, and VR's entire mission is completely against this. Here is their statement. The App Store was created to be a safe and trusted place for customers to discover and download apps, and a great business opportunity for all developers. Before they go on our store, all apps are reviewed against the same set of guidelines that are intended to protect customers and provide a fair and level playing field to developers. Our customers enjoy great apps and games from millions of developers, and gaming services can absolutely launch on the App Store as long as they follow the same set of guidelines applicable to all developers, including submitting games individually for review and appearing in charts and search. In addition to the App Store, developers can choose to reach all iPhone and iPad users over the web through Safari and other browsers on the App Store. Now, Apple App Store guidelines are extremely specific, and with these ideals, they state This would absolutely rule out all cross-platform ecosystems of any kind, including any game with user-created modes. xCloud, Stadia, GeForce Now, all ruled out, but also things like Minecraft and Roblox and Fortnite for that matter would all be ruled out. Again though, I'm not ignorant that this is all of course to push Apple Arcade, and I'm not sure what else I would have expected from Apple because they're here to make a boatload of money, but this move is enough to make me realize how bad closed ecosystems can be. These policies can go as far as apps within apps would have to be monitored, and if they wanted, they could even refuse streaming services on iOS devices like Netflix and Hulu unless demands were met. VR and the virtual reality oasis that we always talk about all the damn time is an endless possibility of connected worlds and experiences that can be used and enjoyed by anyone anywhere. With cloud services only accelerating faster and faster, a true metaverse would be more and more possible, but closed ecosystems like Apple only promise to destroy that. I am of course sensationalizing a bit here, but screw Apple. Moving on, a study that while I don't think anyone's going to be surprised by these results, it's interesting to finally see them actualized on paper. And with a recent study by the Virtual Dimension Center in Germany did a study to reveal how accurate VR headsets are in relation to their respective controller tracking. This study focused on the tracking systems of the Oculus Rift S, Oculus Quest, Windows Mixed Reality, Steam VR Lighthouse tracking, and the HTC Vive Cosmos, but I do caveat here, it is not the elite version, so without the Steam VR tracking. And yeah, the Cosmos over and over again showed not only the largest deviation up to 5mm, but was bad enough at times to be detected during testing just by the naked eye alone. I don't think this surprised many, with the largest surprise on how much better Windows Mixed Reality tracking has become, but looking back on my first headset being an HTC Vive, and honestly it was and still is a very solid headset with absolutely near indestructible controllers, my walls can attest. I am sad to see the state of the Cosmos in the West because it could have just been such a good headset competition, but we got what we got. Our final story is just something really cool. I want to share it. I don't think many people have seen it, but it's the first AR kind of app that really struck me as I gotta have this, I would use this all the time, and that's Ghost Pacer. Using the Ghost Pacer companion app, users can select a target pace or a previous workout to race against. A holographic avatar will appear on the track, allowing them to race against a digital adversary for competitive edge. Slow down and the hologram will leave you behind, or you can keep on pace and the model will jog side by side with you throughout the run. Running can be boring to me, and it's always better with someone to feed off of, and this is probably the first augmented reality workout aid which immediately grabbed my attention. Now I'm going to pay attention to how this develops. It's obviously a work in progress, and AR, of course, AR glasses are not that widespread or available right now, but once they are, this is the type of apps that I will use. That's going to be it for today though. Please leave a like if you did enjoy this video, subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss an upload. Join the Discord, come say hey, there's tons of awesome people in there who just want to talk with more and more VR enthusiasts. And as always, see you on the next one, Space Cowboys.